I'm feeling in a generous mood today, so here's everything you need to know about all the current rumours and news about the Samsung Galaxy S8. There has been quite a bit of discussion around this particular smartphone, so if you're interested in upgrading to the S8, then, well, you're in the right place, my friend. I've got a collection of news, rumours about specs, release date, and so on. And speaking of the release date, it's rumoured to be early 2017, and more specifically, it's supposed to be releasing on the 26th of February. Now, the beginning of the year is pretty typical release period for Samsung when they're rolling out their new flagship devices, and the S8 will, of course, undoubtedly be flagship. And the last couple of years, they have shown off the phone the day before at Mobile World Congress, or should I say the day before that particular event starts, and that event's set to kick off on 27th of February. You can kind of get the logic of the February 26th release date, and it also has been rumoured by other inside sources that kind of line up with this, and again would fall pretty comfortably within that early 2017 timeframe that I spoke about earlier. However, there are also rumours that it's going to be delayed until April, which is kind of pushing it with the early part. I would say that's kind of heading towards the midpoint of the year. If it's early April, then okay, I'll accept it, but, it's kind of pushing it a little bit in that early 2017 timeframe. But again, that's pure pedantism, really. As for the specs, we have heard rumours about a 4K display being 5.1 inch and 5.5 inch sizes, or 5.7 and 6.2 inch sizes. Again, with rumours and speculations, it can vary wildly and it's tough to know which exactly is accurate. However, there are also rumours saying that both of these versions, the smaller and the larger version, whichever variant it happens to be, will both be curved and have an all-screen designed with a virtual home button rather than an actual physical button. So that would mean no flat version, you can only get curved, which might be a slight issue for a lot of people because, well, like most people on the planet, we like to put our phones in our pockets sometimes. Now, staying on the screen for a second, Samsung have previously shown off a 5.5 inch 2160 by 3840 screen, which comes in at 806 pixels per inch. Now, of course, there's no guarantee that this screen that they've shown off will be put onto the S8, but it's clearly meant for a premium mobile device, and what will be more premium than their next flagship device, that is the next iteration in their highly successful Galaxy S series. However, there are also rumours that the S8 could have a 5.2 inch 2160 by 4096 screen, and that comes from Weibo. As for the camera, it's supposed to be dual lens with 30 megapixels rear and 8 megapixels front facing, and a 4200 mAh battery. As for the actual specs of the camera, it's going to be between 18 and 24 megapixels and have an f1.4 aperture, whereas the S7 has a f.17. But I'm sure those of you watching want to know, well, that's all great and all, but what about the power? What's it going to pack inside the device? Well, it's going to have a 3GHz Exynos 8895 CPU in some regions, and a 3.2 GHz octa-core Snapdragon 830 in the US with 6GB of RAM. Now, that 830, again, isn't confirmed, but it is the likely name for the next major flagship smartphone chip from Qualcomm, which of course always finds its way into most Android devices, that being Qualcomm, not that particular chip of course, and it's pretty likely to appear in the S8 if that's the case. Now, we have seen this regional difference in the actual content inside the device before. With the S7, some regions got their very own Exynos chips and the others got the Snapdragon, so again, we might see this reflected once more with the S8. Now, the other features, unfortunately, features a bit of a downer if it's indeed true, and that's going to be the lack of the headphone jack. Yes, Samsung saw what Apple did, and instead of going, ugh, why? How is that convenient to the user to add an extra adapter to be able to use the headphones that you've been using since you were like 2? But again, this is rumoured, but I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. And it's going to put a lot of people off the device, including myself, because I use headphones a lot and I'm not going to buy an extra adapter just to use my standard headphones or buy really expensive $150 wireless ones or whatever. So lack of a headphone jack is a major downer if true. However, there's going to be the usual things of fingerprint scanner, iris scanner, AI assistant, and the dual stereo speakers that you'd expect on a flagship device such as this. And finally, the rumoured price tag is about $850 for the SIM-free price for the S8. Now again, that is rumoured, and I think for many people when they get the latest and greatest phone, they're not buying it outright, they're getting it on contract because, well, £30 a month or 35 or whatever it ends up being is a lot more manageable than, yeah, cough up £700 please. So there you have it, there's my TLDR of all the Samsung Galaxy S8 rumours currently going around, where undoubtedly we'll get confirmation of some of these informations as we approach the mobile event that I referenced earlier. We will undoubtedly learn more about the device there, even if it doesn't actually release there. As I previously discussed, we will learn about the specs, price, release date, and so on I would expect there. So, there you have it. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.